Story Short with Nicole Pellegrino. I'm so excited because today we have a little bit of a different guest in, which I think like low-key is about to be our favorite episode, all of ours, because her energy already, you walked in the room, I don't have my matcha with me, I barely had a coffee this morning, and I'm up though because your energy is amazing. We have Tamara Scarlett here. She is a listener. She's a real mom. She wrote me from the trenches of postpartum with the most captivating email. I honestly forget what it even said, but basically you were like, listen, I want to give real moms out there the real perspective on what it's like to be a working mom in the city. And I said, you know what? Hell yeah. So welcome to the show, Tamara. So excited to have you.
Hello, everyone. I was breastfeeding my daughter, Ava. And she was having a difficult time latching, which we've done, I don't know, every day for the past 4 months of her life. Mm-hmm. And I was like, is there anyone going to talk about this from someone who is just a real person who's kind of trying to figure it out on the go? Today, my nanny canceled. I had to call in for backup childcare.
No, you could have literally canceled on me.
No, but I wanted this time too, right?
True.
So it's how do I make sure I balance both of those things? And also, I'm like, hey, do you want to hear from someone who's not being paid,
not promoting anything, not launching a book, not launching a podcast, even though I feel like you could.
I just want to tell you what it's like. I can't add anything to the plate right now. I'm just trying to survive, you know?
Well, and I didn't even think to have a real listener on, but it makes sense because not even to gas my listeners up too much and sound cheesy. I'm a hype woman. We already said this, but the women who listen to this show are the smartest, coolest. The people in my DMs are truly smarter and cooler than me. Not even self-deprecating, but I learned so much from my listeners and my audience. So I think, okay, sorry. Something's happening up on the floor above us. But I was going to say, so I think this might have to be a new thing. You might be the first of maybe we do a monthly listener thing.
Ooh, I love that.
Yeah, just because again, like you said, I like hearing from the postpartum, real mom. You don't even have to be postpartum, but the real moms out there. So that's what I was going to ask you. So you're busy. You just had Ava 3 months ago. You have a toddler, a girl.
Yeah, who's 2.5.
Who's
high energy.
Oh my God, high energy. You're also high energy. I said, what's your coffee order? I'm going to get you a coffee on the way. She said, I don't do caffeine. I said, how? I said, literally how? No, but how are you doing? How did you make the time to be here, look so amazing when you're quite literally in the trenches? How are you doing it all?
Well, first I want to say this is a facade because it's a really interesting moment for me in my life where some days I look completely put together and other days I look completely homeless. So you really have to catch me on the right time and the right moment. And it's dependent on my children.
Okay.
Has Maya, who's my 2.5-year-old, slept? Has Ava slept? Because what they don't talk about parenting is that you become super dependent. I used to be this really independent, hotshot New Yorker, flagging down my cabs when that was the thing, you know?
Yes.
And now, my life is dictated by a toddler. So if she sleeps well, I'm feeling good. And if she doesn't, then I'm not feeling great. So how do I balance out that time and figure out, can I blow dry my hair today? Or is today a non-blow dried hair day? You know?
I was thinking about that. That's what's already starting to stress me out as a soon-to-be mom in a month because, having the peace of mind of knowing, today, for example, I knew I had to be here at 1 p.m. I was okay, from 11 to 12, I'm going to reserve that time to, get my life together and look decent, put on some makeup because we're doing video, hair didn't do it. But I was I love knowing that I have that full hour where I can make a coffee, I can take my time getting ready. Do we not have that as mothers?
Okay, so I think you have it, but it's different and it's programmed. Okay. And I also think the truth is there's a difference between 1 and 2, and that's what I've seen. Mm-hmm. With 1, you have 2 parents who are all hands on deck, and she's the king of your castle, right? She's like, Mom, I need eggs. I don't like the eggs. Dad is going to make you Greek yogurt, right? And you can one-on-one service this child. And that's literally the only way I can talk about it because you're servicing them. Yeah. And then when 2 comes in, you realize there's just not enough hands. and everyone feels differently about how they want to handle their childcare situations and how they handle their child. But at the end of the day, there's always going to be one-on-one time with you and that child, and the other child's going to need you too. So how do you decide what's a priority versus what's not a priority? Also, that idea of service the newborn, or service the toddler and not the newborn because the newborn won't remember. Yes. That's true unless your newborn is screaming at you for food and they need your help.
Unless the newborn's literally demanding that you service them.
So at what point,
Oh my God. So has this transition from 1 to 2 just like been easy for you? Has it been hard?
Oh, that was sweet.
Has it been? You never know.
That was nice. Cute.
Because you said it's dependent on how they sleep. You look well rested, I will say. You look glowing. But like you said, it's a facade. Some days you look not well. Some days you look amazing. But yeah, like what has the transition from 1 to 2 kids been like?
So let's start with the positive. Okay. So the positive is yesterday my 2 daughters played together for 20 minutes. And Maya's in the phase of, I love you, Ava. Cute. And she Ava sneezed and she was like, let me wipe her boogies. Super cute. Now, when Ava first came in the world, Maya was like, who is this girl? Is she staying? Wait, why is she still here? Like, she was cute for a minute. Yeah. Why is she still here? And, like, I will tell you a story that will sit with all of us because it's kind of crazy.
Please do.
Maya came home, and it was like 100 degrees in New York City, and it was time for nap time. So we're like, Maya, go take your nap. You're going to play with baby Ava after. And Maya was not happy. So we put her in a crib anyway. We're like, you're going to survive. You'll be fine. So Maya's still crying. And we decide that we're going to go check in on her. And when we open the door, this putrid smell is in her room. And by the way, we live in a 2-bedroom in Williamsburg. So it's like not that much space.
No, with the 2 kids.
It's permeating. We go into her room and we see that she took her shit and smeared it all over the walls.
No, Maya the toddler.
The toddler.
I was like, how would Ava do this?
No, all over the cribs.
No.
And I look at her.
No.
And I'm like, I can't yell at you because you're 2.5. So let me take you out. I give her a big shower. After I go, why did you do that?
Yeah.
And she goes, because Mama's boo-boos are in Ava's mouth. I was like, oh.
And that is her way of showing you I need more attention.
Right.
Oh.
So it's 100 degrees in New York City, by the way. So after this
during the summer?
This is during the summer. So we clean her entire room with Lysol. So it's this permeating smell to remind us that she told us to go screw ourselves as parents.
That would already cause a divorce between me and my husband. Yeah. Like I'm just picturing like me being like, you have to clean it, Mike, and him being like, no, like both of us. Like, oh my God.
The worst though is her face was like a sense of like like I am in control, lady, and I'm not sure about Ava. Now she loves her, which thank God that
good.
She gave us the hell.
That was the hell.
Early, and now she's transitioned to like loving her.
I'm learning.
But sometimes in pictures I see side eye where she's like, you're cute, but like
I was still the first.
Know that I'm number 1. Okay.
I'm learning because my sister, when she first came on my first podcast with me, she was telling me like her 2, she has a 5 and 4-year-old now, but like a couple years ago when they were around the same age as yours, the older one was telling the younger one to like pee all over. I'm like learning that kids will use like their bodily like pee and poop all over things as a way to like send a message to mom and dad.
Also, kids are so much smarter than we give them credit for.
Yeah.
I just think about the cognitive awareness that she must have had to be able to showcase anger in that way, right? Yeah. So it's like, okay, I'm pissed. I don't know how to tell you this because my words are just coming together.
Right.
But I can show you this through action.
Yeah.
And it's going to make you realize that something is wrong. And you inherently are going to want to spend more time.
Yeah, you have to in that case.
You're going to service me because I told you, or I mandated that you do it. And it was really such a realization for me too, because after that, we're like, okay, like we need to make sure we give Maya one-on-one time.
Yeah.
Because her life before Ava was only about
her
mommy, daddy, and Maya time.
I'm already realizing, especially with a girl, like this girl's about to be just like spoiled. Like it's just going to be all in on her. And I'm already telling my husband, I'm like, we need to like stop giving so much attention to our first and not to our other future unborn children. Like, because I'm a second child. So I felt like.
So me and my husband
Ava,
are both
right.
second child.
Oh,
Second
wow.
children.
Yeah.
Second children. And we feel it too. And I have a sister and we're very close. But I can also see that dichotomy unfold as adults, right? Because there are certain times where my mom is helping my sister because she lives 8 minutes away from her in New Jersey. And I'm like,
you're like, where's my help?
Where are you on coming over here to see your grandchildren? Do you love her less? You know, and it's like this like push-pull.
Yeah.
But my mom's like, it's way easier for me to go 8 minutes than for me to like drive into the city, find parking.
But still, us second children, we get shafted.
Yeah, shafted.
Oh my gosh.
And my mom's the youngest of 12, so she's been shafted her whole life.
And you're like, okay, it's been so difficult going from 1 to 2. I picture the women with 12, and I'm like, how did they, like, in what mind were they doing that, you know?
My grandmother is a rock star, and I could never be her, but her entire life she spent being pregnant. Right? Like if you
12 kids you're spending from like age 15 through 40.
Like literally.
Or more.
And she breastfed them because it's cultural in our community. She breastfed all of them. And so she was just like this consistent baby making machine.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, like, I'm like, I did it twice. And I'm like, I don't want to do it again.
No,
you know? So
no. Oh,
it's tough.
You mentioned your nursing and everything. Sorry. And I don't know what we're allowed to ask moms and what we're not, but okay. How's that journey going?
So Maya refused a bottle. So I breastfed her for an entire year.
Refused a bottle?
Refused a bottle.
I'm learning that's a thing.
It's a thing, and it is one of the most isolating experiences you can have as a mother. Because I went back to work. I'm really lucky. I work in tech. So I went back to work after 6 months with Maya.
Wow.
But my nanny would have to go with me to work whenever I went in office because if I had a meeting, I had to breastfeed Maya in the conference room before getting into that meeting.
No way.
Yes. Restoration Hardware will always have my respect. Big ups to Restoration Hardware.
Okay.
Meat packing location. I was having a customer dinner.
I know exactly.
They didn't have a breastfeeding room. What they did is they took out the manager's office and let me breastfeed my child inside of that office. I will buy your furniture. I will buy anything from you because of that.
Shout out to Restoration.
And that is the way you treat women because you're trying to like multitask this, right? I'm still trying to be this bomb ass executive.
Yeah.
But I'm also trying to be a mother. And my kid is forcing me to do this because she won't take a bottle and I can't let her starve.
So you exclusively breastfed?
Exclusively breastfed. And I did not want to. My daughter went on a 72-hour hunger strike. When I tried to do separation from her, she was with my mom and she would only take enough milk to survive.
Oh,
because she was like, I am saying breast is best in this situation. And I don't believe that. I would have loved to have given her some formula.
I got all the bottles, had the bottles ready to go.
My mother-in-law would just be like, ain't nothing but the real thing, baby. Like that's like how she felt about the situation.
So literally anybody, when you literally had to go back to your job, anybody who was watching your child, whether it be nanny, mother-in-law, mom, whoever, had to bring baby to you.
Bring to me.
Or you had to, I guess, take breaks.
And the dynamic of, I would have coworkers, men and female, say, hey, can you go to happy hour after? Or can you do this like event? I can't do that. My kid is literally going to starve if I'm not there and will not take a bottle. And they'd be like, why don't you just give her a bottle? I'm like, if it was that simple, like I come from an immigrant Jamaican household. Do you think I wouldn't just like shove that bottle down her throat?
Right.
No.
The audacity to ask, like, why can't you just be? It's like, no, I'm doing all that I can. I obviously don't want my baby physically attached to me every, 2 hours?
No.
Like,
I hired every specialist, like the lactation specialist.
my God.
I remember spending an absurd amount of money on it. I don't even want to say how much I spent on it because it was ridiculous. And her thesis at the end, brilliant thesis, was she knows how to suck. She just doesn't want to. Well, like Eureka. Thank you so much.
You're like, after all this
give
money,
me my few $1,000s back. Thank you so much for that. I hadn't realized that she knows how to suck, but she just is choosing not to. Thank you.
Oh my God,
brilliant.
Everybody recommends hiring a lactation consultant too, but at the end of the day, if that's all I'm told, I'm going to be like, and thanks, Sherlock.
Thanks, Sherlock. So this time around, I've given myself grace, and we're doing something called combination feeding.
Okay.
And I think more people should talk about this. I'm breastfeeding predominantly. Okay. However, However, I am giving her at least 1 to 2 bottles a day because I have to go back to work.
Right.
And I also need a break sometimes. And I have this man who happens to be their father. So maybe we can give him the bottle.
He could
and
hold it.
He will put his child to bed because he's a great dad. Let's give him the chance to do that. You know what I mean? Like, let's give him the opportunity.
Yeah.
You know?
And what's the situation like at home? Like, so you're going back to work when, how long is maternity
So
leave?
my maternity, I'm so lucky. I have a 7-month maternity leave, which is
Oh,
so
that's
nice.
really long.
Yes, it's really nice.
Wow.
And then I have
But
vacation,
I'm
so I can
still-
like maneuver it a little bit.
Like we said, I'm still glad we're talking to you because like that whole going into the office, like having to breastfeed while being back physically in the office is such a, I'm sure, relatable experience. And like you said, when we were talking about you coming on, I was like, thinking about it, I have a lot of like influencers on who are still relatable moms, but you know, they work for themselves. They have that flexible schedule. Like when you work in tech, you're a big executive. You don't have as much flexibility.
Well, that's like a part of why I wanted to come on this podcast was because I feel like I heard a lot from voices of people who had that flexibility, which I think is incredible.
Yeah.
And like for you guys, like it's such a fortunate thing. But for the rest of us moms, these are decisions that we have to make in terms of, are we able to go back to work? Is our income worthy of going back to work? How do we design a life where we can work hard, be a great mom, be a good friend, and just wear so many different hats that are almost like unreachable, right?
Yeah.
I actually was listening to the former CEO of PepsiCo, and she said it's really interesting because as women start to rise to the points of their career, you know, get out of middle level management, go into senior level management, they start having families.
Yeah.
So how do you pick between going to your kid's soccer practice or meeting with that really top CEO that is going to be closure for you? Like it's going to help you close this big deal.
Like how do you get over the guilt of doing either one?
The thing is you can't.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like when I went back with one, it was very clear to me that I could probably manage both. And now that I have 2, I'm really thinking about it. I'm like, it's important for me to have flexibility at work. It's important for me to be able to still feel like I'm a huge provider. I mean, like I bring in a very good income for my family. It's really important to me that I can thrive at work so I can be a good mom. But I also want to come home and be around for my kid.
Yeah.
Right? Like I know she needs me. She's only 2.5 years old and there's clear. Like she's shown me this, right?
Yeah.
And Ava hasn't shown me it yet.
But
I can feel it when
still
she,
dependent.
Well, when she's breastfeeding and she puts her little hand on my chest or puts her hand on my mouth and I see her with her big almond eyes looking at me, I know that she's like, I'm looking for you for way more than just this milk. I need you for comfort.
Yes.
I need you to show me the world.
She wants to just lay on you all day.
Yeah. She's like, you're the CEO of my world right now.
Yeah.
So like, how do you do both of those things?
Oh, you're super woman, super mom. Like just, I'm sitting here like my baby's literally punching me from the inside right now. So if I'm like if I'm contorting, that's why. But as you were saying that, maybe she's like, yeah, mom, I need you too. She's telling me that. But I'm just in awe. Like you are super mom. And when you were saying like, these are things that women have to think about, like, is it worth going back to work? Is it not? But you want to be that provider. I'm just sitting here thinking like, you have to plan that so far in advance too. Like you were probably making these decisions or trying to think about them when you were still pregnant with Ava and when you're like the amount of mental energy that women and moms have to expend just to like be there for their kids or be there for their jobs is insane. Even if you do have 7 months, that's amazing. But still, like you're 3 months in, you only have 4 to go.
Yeah.
That's sorry, not
it's true.
I'm like,
throwing it down. You're like, time's a ticking.
Yeah, literally.
I think
you're like, thank you, Nicole.
I think it's particularly hard, especially for New York City moms or people in major cities where both parents are working parents, right? So my husband, he works in big law.
So does Leah, our past guest.
Yeah, like so he's doing crazy hours. He does international travel.
Oh my God.
You know, he's trying to grind in his own world. And that was part of why I loved him, right? Like I found that like when he would come in his like blue suit.
Yeah, I'm painting the picture.
Hey, babe, I'm running a little behind. I was like, ooh, daddy.
Like when you travel for work, like before the kids, it's so sexy and hot.
Totally. Fly me first class anywhere.
Yes.
Like happy to go with you anytime.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you're important.
Do you want to pop into London? I'm like, sure.
Yeah,
daddy.
yeah.
London is not sexy when you have 2 kids crying at home by yourself. It's like not as sexy, right? Like the idea of being able to just leave and go after this guy who's high powered, it's not as sexy when you yourself have the desire to be high powered as well, right? You're like, I want to be a great executive.
Yeah.
I make more money or not as much money as you do.
Yeah.
I am an equal contributor in this household. How do we decide where and when to make sacrifices so that we can both get to our goals?
Yeah.
Right? Like, do we do it now while the kids are young because they won't remember? Do we do it later? Do we never do it at all? Do we let our dreams go because we have these kids? And I think it's a consistent conversation. And we always talk about this. We're like, what is enough?
Yeah.
But in New York,
it's
private school, classes, everything gets crazy. You know?
And it's like in New York, it is both usually the men and women. And a lot of times, like you said, the woman is out earning the man. And it's just like but then again, like the woman always has to make the sacrifice and it's always her cutting back on her hours and but as a mom, you might want
why?
that. Like, that's the thing. Why?
But the thing is, like, I think it's more about remembering I can do great work, right? I can do great work between 9 to 5. Trust me, I'm efficient with my time.
Yeah.
As a mom, I think to myself, okay, I got to get out of here by no later than 4:55 because I've got to make the subway, get back to Williamsburg by 5:40, make sure there's some food on the table, and then have time for my kid when she comes home.
Yes. Nobody's more efficient than a mom.
I can do that, baby.
In and out.
I can make a great meal in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Trust me, chef over here. However, it's when you're asking for the extra stuff.
Yeah.
And I remember I was sitting at a bar and a coworker was next to me and he was like, how come you don't like come out to happy hours?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Like, why don't you come out and like party with us? And I was like, well, one, I've been pregnant for most of the time I've been here. So like going to happy hour pregnant, it's just like not as fun as it used to be. You know?
No, sir.
Can't drink.
No, sorry, can't drink. You don't want me here.
But the second is I just don't want to.
Yeah.
I want to go home after doing really great work, like stellar work, feeling great about what I do.
Yeah.
And also getting fulfillment at home for my family of my daughter being like, Mommy, this is what I made at class today. Yeah. Right?
Well, and you're like prioritizing who? Like, is that coworker getting drinks with that coworker? I used to do so much of that every other day. I was going out with my coworkers for happy hours. This was like early 20s. That was the time for that. I loved my New York City life and doing that. As I've been pregnant and as I've been getting closer to this, the other night I had to skip a happy hour with a reunion with all my old coworkers. And I was like, I'm just too pregnant. Y'all don't want me there.
Yeah.
But it's like, as a mom especially, like you said, when you're going to that happy hour with your coworkers, that is time you could be spending with your family, with your kids, that you don't always get to spend. So it's like, is that coworker really worth it? Is that going to close the huge deal? Is it going to, not to walk around being like how is this going to benefit me in every way person, but like, is going to that going to benefit you? Whether it's going to benefit you mentally and help you just let loose, or like literally help close a deal or help you get further promoted in work. Like I'm already starting to get cutthroat with like the social interactions, which you have to.
Okay, so Steve and I do a date night. And
Steve is your husband?
Steve is my husband,
okay.
Just for context there.
I'm picturing Steve in like a high-powered suit flying to like
I love
Indonesia
him very
right
much.
now.
He's very
work.
sexy.
That's the picture I have of Steve.
Yeah, he's incredible.
You guys are definitely like a hot couple. I just know it.
I love him very much. So Steve and I, we get all dressed up. We hire a nanny, which costs an exorbitant amount of money. We go to dinner, and the meal is like average.
Yeah.
And we look at each other, and I could tell that we're both like, did we just get dressed up, like hire a nanny,
Yeah.
get in an Uber to come to New York City, and then you cook my filet mignon, like overcook it.
Send it back.
Like we won't send it back because we're not
Yeah.
those people, but in our heads we're like, this is like a waste of our time.
Yeah.
It's not even medium rare. Like what the hell?
Yeah.
You know?
That's
how
why
we
they
feel about
say
it.
like people who are growing older like lose their filter and just you get so much more particular about your wants because you don't have time to freaking waste.
Yeah.
Ugh,
And like
so-
the company was great, but the food was like average. We could have
Yeah.
done this on our couch and I would have been eating like, I don't know, bonbons, whatever
Yeah.
people eat on their couch.
Yeah, it's like I could have. Yeah, no, Mike and I are already like that too. So we're gonna be insane when we have a kid at home that we had to hire help for. Speaking of help, I love the talk of help because I haven't hired any form of like nanny yet. We don't have any form of daycare. We have a night nurse hired for 3 nights a week in the beginning, then just down to 2 for a couple weeks. So like a part-time night nurse situation just because everyone told us to. Can we just talk transparently about what help you have, what you feel like has been the most helpful, just the convo of help? And I don't know why there's a stigma around it. So don't be like, shy to admit you have help because
No. First of all,
some moms are.
I have to have help in order to survive. That's the first story.
Cool.
And I don't think that makes me any less of a mom. I actually think it makes me know my limitations.
Amen.
And know how to parent better.
Mm-hmm.
So help is a really controversial conversation in our house because I grew up in an immigrant household, right? So in Jamaica, that's where my family's from, for context. The woman stays home and provides for the child 90% of the time. My mom was a working mom because my parents are divorced. And I've always seen her do everything.
Mm-hmm.
My mom has never tired. She has never sat still. The woman worked 2 jobs as a nurse, would come home, have dinner on the table, and take care of us.
That's where you get it, your energy.
That's true. But in some ways, it's unhealthy to see. And because it makes you think that you have to do it all.
Right.
And I remember when I was talking to my mom about wanting help, her opinion really changed about it before she retired to now. Before she retired, she's like, just do it, just do it, just do it. People have been doing it for years. You are not special. Like, people have been surviving. That being said, now that she retired, she's like, I look back on what I've done for the past 65 years of my life, and I realized there was no moments of me or stillness. And I lost who I was for 65 years because all I did was provide for others.
Wow.
So how can you provide for you?
Amen.
And I am so happy she told me that. And like tears were running down my eyes when she gave me that advice. And that is, my mom is
powerful advice.
Totally. And my mom is not, let's say she's not emotional, right?
Yeah.
Like she's not like in a,
No, but for a hardworking immigrant woman to admit that, that's huge.
Huge.
Wow.
So we have a nanny who has been with us since our daughter was 6 months. We had a fiasco with a nanny prior to our daughter, which I will tell you about. So anyone who's searching for childcare, I'll give you a little tip about that.
I need that.
And my daughter is also in like a Montessori school.
Okay.
Where she's learning language, which has been also something great.
What's she learning? What language?
This is like ridiculous. And this is such a New York thing. So my daughter is trilingual. She speaks Chinese, English, and Spanish.
Chinese? Oh my God. I mean, that's so New York.
Ridiculous.
That's so Montessori, New York. But like, I love it.
It's a ridiculous comment.
My little niece and nephew are trilingual too. They're Hebrew, English, and their nanny's teaching them Spanish too.
Yeah.
Out in California. I'm like, very California as well.
Yeah. My husband will eventually teach them Hebrew as well.
Yeah.
And my husband speaks Arabic. So he's multilingual
oh
as
my God,
well. Yeah.
Steve.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's part of the
Dream
date.
life? Yeah.
Well, when we went out, I remember the first time we matched, we met online.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, I'm from Valparaiso. And I was like,
Hot.
Chile?
I don't even know where that is.
He's like, Indiana. I was like, not what
never
I was,
mind.
not sexy, not what I was expecting here.
You never know.
But then he showed me how exotic he was, right? Because he was speaking multi-languages.
Yeah.
And he was really well-traveled and global.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember telling my mom, I was like, Mom, I met this guy named Steve Miller. My mom's like, Tamara, talk about Wonder Bread white bread. She's like, you couldn't have gone out with someone who was like whole wheat or rye. Like, you really went white bread. I'm like, no, Steve is challah. He's like, he's got like excitement to him. You just need to like unfold the onion a little bit to get to know him. And when you do, you realize he's kind of,
love it.
He's a little different.
Wow. Okay. So the nanny is full-time?
Full-time.
Okay. And have we had her start even though you're not back at work yet?
Oh, she's never stopping.
Oh, okay. No, listen.
She wants to retire, and I'm like, I'm not sure if that's allowed.
No, well, I'm learning from my siblings and people who are hiring help that, like, you really can't let them go because these nannies want full-time work. I mean, literally, like, not to out my family's situations, but like my brother's is a full-time nanny. She gets paid time off. It's a full corporate job. My sisters, like the same thing. They were like, even when the older kids going back to school, only for certain hours during the day though, they were like, we don't want to let our nanny go. So now they're just like paying her still to almost like manage the household and like buy groceries and stuff. My sister's like, I'm not ashamed to say that. I work my butt off full time. Literally, she was here for Sabrina Carpenter last night, had to be back in Maryland for a 9 a.m. meeting this morning.
Oh my God. And
she has 2 kids. And she's like, I work my butt off. We're going to keep the nanny on. And that's something like I'm already struggling with because I don't go into an office full time, but I still do. I swear I still work my butt off. It's tough for us self-employed girlies out there. Just laughing because you guys are probably like, get over it. Because I've had people say to me like, oh, you won't have to hire any help, right? Because you're like kind of already stay at home. And I'm like, for my sanity, I'm going to need some form of help, whether it's part-time, maybe full. We'll see what the budget's allowing.
If you have the means, accept help.
Yeah.
And for those who don't have the means, know that is one of the hardest positions to be in. And every mother should be helping you in any way that they can. That's a friend of you or a stranger, because it's really hard to do by yourself.
Yeah.
And I watched my mom do it. My mom didn't have help.
Yeah.
Right? My dad's like not a great person, to be honest. So my mom did it.
Yeah.
And
her biggest advice to you was
to not do it.
To not. Yeah.
Right? So like you're supposed to make things. My mom always says, she's like, I came here to give you the American dream, to give you
she
a
must
better
be
life,
so proud of you.
A better life. I mean, she won't say that.
They'll never admit.
They'll never admit that. A better life than what she had. And I hope that for your kid too. I hope that your kid can get help if you don't have help.
Yeah. Oh, so your city parents, you in your riveting pitch to me over email about coming on this podcast, which is already like low-key my favorite episode I've ever done, you were like, we're grappling with a lot of questions. Like, should we be leaving the city, going to the suburbs? Are we overscheduling or underscheduling our kids? I want to touch on those really quickly because those piqued my interest because, well, the city versus suburbs one first of all. Where are we with that decision right now? Because that's something like, as a city person right now, my baby's not out. I'm like, I don't want to ever leave the city, but I know my priorities might change once this baby is earthside. So what are your thoughts on that?
I think everyone has different opinions on this, but in our home, we're both gunning towards our careers. And I love my husband deeply. And I love my family deeply. So the accessibility to the city at this point in our lives is vital. When my family comes over to my 2-bedroom apartment,
that's when
they're horrific. Tough. They're horrified.
Yeah.
They're like, how are you doing this? Don't you want to have a big house with, a huge backyard for Maya? That being said, we live in a beautiful community. We have a great playroom. Maya's best friends are in the building. I never have to think about play dates, right?
That's so nice.
They're built in. Like Maya comes home from school.
They're on the hall.
They're all in the hallway. They're running up and down.
That's how our hallway is.
Yeah, I'm sure anyone who doesn't have kids hates us, but you probably should leave our building because our building is very kid-friendly.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the way of life she has. Like I always joke about this. My kids' opportunities are endless in that she can go to the Museum of Natural History, and then on the way she's seeing rats. Amazing. So it's really
city kids are built different.
Grounding her. There's a homeless person outside of our building. Maya says hello, which is
Maya's like, let's be friends,
which is amazing. I mean, we know he's harmless. We know that he's just under hard times, and she says hello to him, and I'm like, what a great lesson to teach your kid that everyone is important in the world, right? No matter how much they have or how little they have.
Yeah.
Like, treat everyone like a person.
It's making her like that much more well-rounded.
Yeah.
Not that suburban kids can't be well-rounded, but like you're saying, the city, it's all just inherently there when you're walking down the street.
However, on the other end of the spectrum, we're looking at schools, and a big part of what we're thinking and deciding is, do we want our kid to commute to school, right? So do we move back into the city and outside
From
of Brooklyn, right? So that our daughter can have an easy commute. Like my nephew, he lives in the suburbs of New Jersey.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to worry about what school he's going to. He's going to go to a good school,
Right.
right?
The bus will pick him up.
The bus is going to pick him up. It's like 8 minutes.
Yeah.
Actually, his elementary school is across the street from his house, right?
Yeah.
There is environmental factors that really help. But I think being a city mom for me has been great because it's going to give me access to the city. I'll be able to be home for dinner, to cook dinner for my family.
Yeah.
And
like
then,
your commute from Manhattan to Brooklyn, realistically, is probably quicker and shorter than what it would be in the suburbs.
Oh, I get home
driving.
in 22 minutes.
Yeah.
And I think the biggest thing is when my kids are on a good sleep schedule, the kids are in bed by 7:30.
That's
so
amazing.
I can be a human again, right?
Yeah.
Like I can go out with my girlfriends because all of my friends are single.
Really?
Right? Yes, because it's so weird in the city. All my friends live in the city. And this is a funny story because when I was pregnant with Maya, I was 34 years old. And I told her.
You look so young. I would have thought you are 34.
Yeah, that's so sweet.
Oh my God.
I told my doctor that I was like, oh, I'm so old. And she looked at me and she's like, you're my youngest patient of the day. I felt like I was on 16 and pregnant. Like I was like, whoa.
In New York, it is amazing. Like we did IVF and I was like, but I'm already 32. And our doctor was like, you're good. Trust me. I have 45-year-old women up in here getting IVF.
You just have such ambitious people. It takes longer to get to the top of the mountain.
Totally.
So for you to want to have children. And also, you want to find the right person. It's way better to wait and find the right person than be married to the wrong person.
Amen.
Take your time.
Amen.
Because marriage is forever and children are even longer.
And children will test that, so I've heard.
So, yeah, I can go out with my friends and go out to a great restaurant.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, after 7:30?
After 7:30.
Oh my God.
Which is really nice. Or I can log back on and do work.
Which is a pro about city mom life.
Yeah.
The biggest thing is when the family comes over and I'm like, I wish we could host everybody all at once in our apartment. Like I had my baby shower a couple weekends ago and my family had to get hotel rooms because I was like, we really only have room for like my one sister right now. And like, if people want to sleep on the couch, they're more than well. I mean, people can sleep wherever. They can take my bed. I'll give them. But it's a tight squeeze, and that's the main thing. And the backyard would be nice. So whenever Mike and I walk around, I'm very delusional. And I'm like, I set my sights on like a huge townhome with a backyard. And I'm like, see, that would be, like we all do that. But I'm like, I don't know how we would get there, but like I really want to manifest that because that would be my perfect compromise. I've realized.
Just to add on to that, so like I want a brownstone and I want a house upstate and I want a house in Montauk.
Yes.
So just like, if we're doing a vision board here,
I feel like you're gonna get it like soon.
Let's vision big.
Yes, same.
Yeah, that's
same.
really what
I want properties, and I'm not afraid to say that anymore. And it's very delusional. I'm in no way, shape, or form near that. I don't own any property right now. But that would be ideal. That way we stay in the city, but we have the house out east, and we have, And you know what? I'm gonna manifest it because I saw this thing on TikTok the other day. It was like, if somebody else can have it, why can't you?
Well, this is so random, but it's also thinking about other ways where women can make money, right?
Yeah.
And for you, you're like, I'm gonna start my next podcast and I'm gonna do this, right? I'm gonna think about being empowered to add income to my home. For me, it's like I enjoy buying rental properties, right?
Ooh.
How do I continue doing this so that I can make passive income? So I can enjoy my life. And that's really what I'm trying to focus on. We're not there yet, but we're working on it.
Do you own rental properties?
We do.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, yes, the passive income. I love that. Okay. Yeah. So, oh my God, I could sit here and like listen to you talk forever. I guess before we move on, because I do want to play a little fun game with you that I came up with. Is there one piece of advice you have for me? Like go back to Tamara 1 month about to give birth with your first or your second, because that might be fresher in your mind. Yeah. Is there any advice you have for me or the other soon-to-be moms out there that are about to give birth in like a month?
I think the biggest thing is give yourself grace.
Okay.
Don't listen to what everyone says is the right thing. I think the second time around, I feel stronger in my ability to mother. And I wish I had that my first time.
Okay.
Right? Because I'd question or I would Google, like, am I doing this right? Is she breathing? Is she okay? But then, like, when Ava came, I was like, I can do this. Like, I can mother. And I just hope that moms can find that confidence and like filter out the noise, because back in the day, people didn't have Google and people didn't have a million people telling them or evaluating whether or not they're a good mother. You are a good mother, and there's a reason why you have that child. So do your best, and that's it.
I love that. And that kind of reminded me, like, one of my friends told me the other day who has 2 kids. She was like, every baby is so unique and different. So, like, one person's right way of feeding their baby might be completely different from your way, or of sleep training their baby might be completely different from your way, because these babies are all super different. So, like, in your example, Maya literally wouldn't take a bottle. You fed your baby. You got her fed. You got her fed via the breast all over the world and at every 2 hours. Like, so it's all just like what works for you and your baby, I feel like.
Yeah, I agree.
Which my one friend right now is going through. She had the easiest, quote, first baby, who was like sleeping through the night at 6 weeks old. She thought like motherhood was going to be a breeze with this baby. Her second will not sleep. She FaceTimes me with under eye bags, and she was like, so we're hiring a sleep trainer. That's a thing. And she's like, I just need more than 10 minutes at night. Yeah. And I'm like, but your first was so easy. And she's like, I know. They're very different. One of them hates the bassinet. The other doesn't.
You cannot have it all.
You can't.
You can't have it all. Someone's kid's going to be better sleeper. Some kid's going to be a better climber. Some kid's going to be smarter. That's just the reality. Yeah.
Okay, so let's do a quick little game. I have 2 for you. What time is it? Oh my God. We need to have you again. I know I say this to all my guests, but like we need to have back on, because I just love your opinions and outlook. We're going to do unpopular mom opinions with you, because you do have very strong opinions, I feel like, about this, which is good. I don't know if you've heard this before, but basically these are opinions that were submitted by audience members that are kind of unpopular, if you will. And I want to hear your take on them, if you agree or disagree with them, and why. Okay, so this person said, I guess for her, labor and delivery is a breeze with an epidural, of course.
Oh my God, that's such a ridiculous statement. That's just like a ridiculous statement.
A breeze.
There's nothing about labor and delivery that's a breeze. I didn't have an epidural with Ava, not because I didn't want one, but I had one with Maya. No. What a unrealistic expectation to set out. Yeah. It's hard. Your body can do it. People have done it, but it's hard.
Not.
It's called labor.
Massage.
It's called labor.
Yeah, it's not a vacation.
What do you think it's gonna be?
It's labor. Yeah. Wait, I'm hearing a lot lately that moms, like, I'm hearing women go through their labor story and they're like, yeah, I wanted the epidural, but it was too late. That's making me nervous. Like, why is that happening?
The anesthesiologist who worked with me didn't anticipate my pain threshold. And he was like, oh, I'll be back. You don't seem like you're ready. And I was like, I'm like feeling really ready.
You're like, I'm ready, but I'm just not like screaming in pain, but I am in pain.
Yeah. And then by the time he came back after doing his rounds, because apparently I should have been nastier. It was too late. So
oh my God, that happened to like my cousin, I'm pretty sure. No, well, they'll know with me, because I'll be like 2 millicentimeters contracted and crying and screaming because my pain threshold is low. Okay, the newborn stage is the easiest stage.
I mean, they have pros and cons. The newborn stage is easiest in that you can take your newborn out and get dinner and drinks, and that's good. But, if they don't sleep well, it's hard, or they don't feed well, that's also hard. Toddler phase is more rewarding, in my opinion, because Maya can tell you how she feels and express love. And that joy of having your kid run into your arms and say, I love you, mama, or my daughter's first dance recital's coming up. There's nothing that can...
The dance recital.
Yeah, she's like wearing her tap shoes around the house.
Yeah.
Click, clack, click, clack. And she wants to show me in and out, in and
I
out.
already love Maya's personality.
Yeah,
she's a diva.
She's the ultimate diva. Ultimate diva. And I love everything about her personality. And that's something that I want to continue to foster, is like making sure I can celebrate her like strong woman. I can do anything.
Yes.
I'm fearless.
That's the general consensus I'm getting from the moms I've had on. They're like, newborns, I mean, you love your newborn from the moment they exit your body. Like you love, or from the moment you get pregnant with them, you love your newborn, but it just gets so much more fun as a mom when they become a toddler.
Yeah, it's like when they come out, you're like, who are you? And
Yeah.
Now you're getting to know them.
Yeah,
You know,
everybody's like, it's kind of tough. It's tougher to bond with them apparently when they're newborn sometimes, but like
they're little aliens.
Yeah, literal little aliens. They do look like.
Ava's starting to laugh, which is fun.
Oh,
she's
that's
like
cute. That's cute.
She sounds like she's joking sometimes. But she's like,
you're like, what's that sound?
Yeah.
Apparently, they make a lot of sounds. That's
so
what
many,
I've heard.
yeah.
Okay, this person said gentle parenting only works if you've never raised your voice in your entire life.
I'm not a gentle parent. I grew up with immigrants. I love Maya. You know, like I'm not like berating her.
Right.
That being said, I think it's important for kids to know the word no. I think it's important for them to understand they're not always going to be first place. Not everything they do needs to be celebrated.
Amen.
They need to have boundaries. And I think that gentle parenting is good for some parents. But I also think it's important that we teach kids to go out there, understand no, create resilience, become stronger. And our society's like a little bit like, I don't want to go to your baby shower because I don't have a baby and it makes me feel bad about myself. But it's like, what about you just doing the right thing and showing up for your friend? Right. Right. You know, I understand it can be hard
with everything you're saying because, well, I don't really even know what gentle parenting like is, but the videos I've seen like referencing it and stuff, I can kind of get a gist. It's just like being very gentle and like kind of letting the kid like walk all over you. I don't know. I'm sure there's experts out there that can.
I've seen kids curse out parents on a New York City subway.
That's the product.
I am appalled.
Yeah, no. All I know is I was raised like how you're describing. Like, my mom was not an immigrant mom, but might as well have been because she was the disciplinarian and was very much like, you will learn the word no. You will know it. You will know your boundaries. I mean, I have flashbacks of like getting out of my soccer games and all the other parents being like to their kids being like, good job, honey. I know you didn't like play well or score a goal, but it's okay. You did your best. My mom, like from age 3, my mom was like, nope, you should have ran. But you can do better. And I was like, I know, but I was tired. And she's like, I don't care. You could have done way better. You could have ran. You should be over on that side of the field. Like she was always pushing me to do better. I never got a participation trophy.
I think it's ridiculous. I think it's important for a kid to understand that someone is going to be better at things than you are.
Yes.
And that is okay. Someone is smarter, someone is taller, someone is faster.
True.
That's life. In New York City, you know, like as much as you think you've got it together, someone has it way more together.
It's a dog-eat-dog world out there.
Crazy.
Yeah. But my mom's thing was like, she was like, you know you can do better. And I was like, I know. I'm sorry.
But she pushed you.
She pushed. She
Yeah.
pushed.
And look at you.
Thank you. Oh, thank you so much.
Thank
Look
God
at
she
you.
pushed.
Look at you.
Thank God she pushed.
Thank God. I know.
Thank
I look back
God.
and I'm like, okay, thank you. Okay, another one of these, somebody said, traveling with a baby is not hard versus traveling with a toddler is hard.
So this is the truest statement I've ever had to say. So
Really?
we've traveled internationally with Maya a few times.
Okay.
And when Maya was under 12 months, it was a breeze. When Maya became 18 months, she was in the curiosity phase. She didn't want to stay still. I remember we were on a flight to London and she's like, and like trying to kick the chair and like, it's just, she's not meant to be caged.
Yeah.
Right.
That long.
And flights are not catered towards women. The only part of the travel experience that is catered towards women is when the mask comes down and tells you to put the mask on yourself before putting it on your family. Because women need that reminder because we take care of everyone before ourselves.
Amen.
But the travel situation, especially in the United States, is awful for families. It's just not set up that way. And the infrastructure does need to change. And yes, I have emailed Delta saying, can you please make Rosa 5 because it's ridiculous.
Yeah, Rosa 5.
Rosa 5, Rosa 4, because those are different family sizes.
Yes.
Or thinking about...
Yeah, because what do you do with 3 kids? Yeah.
Right? Like Or like
I'm always saying I want to have 3 kids, but I never thought about the plane situation.
it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Or changing tables, or the bassinet where you can't reserve it in advance. It's first come, first serve. It's like, no.
Great. It's
What do you-
gone by the time we get to it.
It's gone. It's broken. It's like someone else is in
Yeah.
your seat. It's a ridiculous
But they
ridiculous
do need
way
to make it easier.
So how do you make life easier for moms? And not just moms, but anyone, right? Like if you're disabled or you're elderly,
Totally.
anyone who's part of a population that needs a little bit more care. Hey,
Make
if you're
it
just
easier.
tired and you're like, I'm having a hard day, like, why don't you just make someone's life easier?
That's
Why is
so
that so
true.
hard?
That's so true. I love that you've emailed Delta being like, this is what
Oh
we
yeah,
need.
poor Ed. He's like, this crazy girl.
I
Like,
love
I
that.
fly with you a lot, okay?
I love that. No,
Yeah.
but that's true because I mean, I feel like you said when Maya was 12 months, it got harder.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking about 12 months. That's the age where like she's talking a little, right?
No,
but
she's not communicative. Yeah.
She's not communicative. So you can't be like, Maya will be there in 2 hours. Watch this show until we're there. Play with this toy. Like she's not registering that.
12 to 18 months are hard. But you
Okay.
get through it. And now
Okay.
she's easier to travel with. Like now
Okay.
her grandparents live in Indiana. So she'll go and she'll take out her suitcase and she's like, I'm going to fly to go see Grandma Debbie and Grandpa Michael.
I
I'm like,
love that.
are you flying by yourself? Did you buy a ticket? Do you have a
Maya's
job?
flying the plane. Honestly, I would trust her to fly the
Yeah,
plane.
it's like, what?
Oh my gosh. Okay, we'll do a couple quick more ones. You don't need to sanitize bottles and stuff for healthy babies.
I don't know because I didn't really use, well, now I'm using bottles. So I guess we sanitize them.
That's right.
Yeah, but I didn't really do many bottles. So I can't really answer that
Do you
question.
have a bottle washer at home? That's a hot topic.
I don't have a bottle washer. I live in New York City. Where's my bottle
That's
washer
the
going?
thing. Well, so we got the mom cozy one because everybody told me to, but I haven't set it up yet. And I want to breastfeed and nurse a lot too. So like, I don't even know how many bottles we're going to use, but that's the thing. It's the counter space. I'm like, Mike, we need a professional organizer just to like show us where we should put this. 'Cause
Yeah.
we're going to have to get rid of our air fryer on that we cook our food in for this bottle washer, which,
No.
so yeah.
I mean, I don't know the science behind it, but I would say hard pass.
Okay, interesting. With the bottle washer machine, from my research, people are either super pro it or hard pass.
Yeah. Just boil your bottles. Like, what's
That's
so
what
hard?
people say,
Yeah.
but yeah, I guess it's the convenience.
Yeah.
Okay, sleep training is essential. The cry it out method is hard but works. I don't know what these things are.
I would sleep train every day. I believe in it so
Okay.
thoroughly.
Are we hiring a sleep trainer?
I might have to hire a sleep trainer with Ava.
Okay.
I have not. She's still young, right?
Okay.
So she's too early to sleep train. As
Okay,
soon
good to know.
as we can sleep train her, she will be sleep trained. And
Okay.
the reason why I say this so vehemently is that sleep is not only vital for you,
Mm-hmm.
it is vital for them to reach
Yeah.
all of their milestones, to grow,
True.
to understand rules and regulation,
Mm-hmm.
understand order. It's important for them. Kids love structure.
Yeah.
That's how they thrive. When the structure's off, they don't thrive. So give them the chance to sleep and teach them. It's a skill set.
When you say that, it's like, oh yeah, no duh. But this is like, you're the first mom I've heard say that, because whenever people say they want to make sure their infant is sleeping or they want to hire a sleep trainer, it's usually followed by, because I need my sleep, because I don't function on no sleep. But I've never thought of it through that lens of like the baby to develop properly and hit their milestones. You want them getting their sleep at night, their circadian
Absolutely.
rhythm.
Absolutely. They need to eat and they need to sleep. That's actually
Yeah.
their primary KPIs that you're looking for, right? You're like,
Yeah.
I want to make sure you have enough food and that you're getting enough rest.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's how you grow.
Okay.
And that's all they're doing. That's their only job.
I
Help them
like-
do their job.
So, like, you don't have to go into a whole explanation of what exactly sleep training even is, but, like, literally, what is it? Because,
Yeah.
like, when you're like, okay, we will be sleep training Ava as soon as we can, is it just, like, is it making them sleep during certain increments throughout the day so that they can sleep better at night? Like, what is sleep training?
Yeah. So it's so funny because I said I didn't hire a sleep trainer with my mom. My mom is like a nurse. So, and she's one of 12. So she knows a lot about kids.
Okay.
So when I was dealing with Maya, my firstborn, she had me on a schedule and she was like, every 3 hours, boob out, Maya's going to be fed because she wanted to make sure she had enough caloric intake during the day.
Okay.
The more calories the kid can have during the day, the less they need at night, and it allows them to be able to sleep at night. Okay. So my mom would basically just keep it would be like 2:35, and she'd be like, 3 hours is coming. Get your boob out and prepared. Make sure you have your hydration.
Okay.
You ate some nuts so that your lactation supply is high. Make sure you're doing it, right? Yeah. Be the cow that you were meant to be, which is how I felt. I hated it.
Yeah.
But Maya was a great sleeper because of it.
Okay.
Now, every kid has regressions, and that's just, you have to navigate through that. So it's like, how do you make sure you keep them on calendar and on schedule, making sure that they understand the routine so that you're using sleep cues to help them know how to sleep and when to sleep. But I think of sleep training as making sure your kid has like breakfast, lunch, and dinner awareness of when the meal is coming and what to do after the meal and how to prepare to sleep.
Okay.
And that's what
so
I
it's
think
like all routine based.
Yeah. And then when they have their regressions, for example, we did do extinction method, Ferber method, whatever they want to call it, where I said, Maya, you are safe. You are loved. We have the Nanit camera. Go to sleep. Right. And she was understanding enough at that age to be like, okay, this is my time to go to sleep. She cried.
Okay.
But we just let her cry and said, hey, you're safe. We love you. Yeah. And in the morning, we said, did you have a good sleep? You're safe. Mommy and daddy love you.
She lived.
We really wanted you to be okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's going to be a wake-up call for Mike and I because we're really bad at like keeping ourselves and like Louie, our dog, on routine.
Oh, yeah. That's going to change.
Like we got to do that. Yeah. Like Louie eats at different times every day. I'm doing that thing where I compare having Louie to having a baby. But it's true. Like we both are so like ADHD, like all over the place. We need routine. To function.
Well, you're going to be managed by your child. That being said, the second child actually is not as big of as her routine is not as diligent because unfortunately we have to go by my schedule a lot because she has all these different activities. But nighttime routine is the same every night.
Do you read to them every night?
Every night.
Who reads, you or Steve?
We both do.
Okay, we love
that. And we both like fight with each other to put each kid to bed. But Maya tries to pretend read to Ava now too, which is really
cute.
Sweet.
No, like bedtime looks fun.
Bedtime's the best.
Yeah. Like I've done it with like my sister and them and I'm like, this is fun. Like I'm excited for this with my own.
Yeah. We do like X marks the spot and we sing
what's
songs.
That? Oh. X I'm like, is that a bug?
No,
do I need it?
It's like a little routine that we like. Another egg cracks.
Oh, I know. We used to do that when we were little. Yeah. Oh my God, that just brought back childhood memories.
Exactly, and it's just something to get her excited. Yeah. And then we'll like say twinkle twinkle, and we say everyone who loves her. So good night, Uncle David. Good night, Aunt Stacy.
Cute.
Your family loves you. Like letting her know that she's loved, and we like for her to recap her day. We're like, what did you do that? Made you happy.
Smart. That's cute. Okay, bedtime sounds and looks more fun than like bath time. Bath time looks kind of stressful, but then
the whole thing is that's the cute part.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay, cool.
And as they get older, that gets more fun. Okay. In my opinion, at least. I don't know if other people feel that way.
No, but I've heard that. Tamara, we're out of time. I am like, this episode has, first of all, flown by. I'm sitting here in admiration, and I just feel like I've known you forever. So thank you. I cannot even begin to thank you for coming on and sharing your knowledge about everything with me, my audience, and for just like being so open with us. I was like, are you nursing? You're like, yes, let me tell you.
Boob out.
You're like, my boob's out. Like, just for being so open with us. Thank you so, so much. Like, you're a natural. You need to be doing this. You need to be on the podcast circuit. I usually ask, like, where can everybody find you? Do you want people to find you? Like, what do you want? What do you want the moms out there to do?
I guess. I mean, if you want to see my crazy life, it's not that exciting. It's Tamara Scarlett Miller is my Instagram.
I'm following.
I have a Substack that I write about.
There we go.
I write about AI and ad tech and advertising and technologies.
I want to have you on for that too, because I know nothing about that stuff.
Do you?
Like, honestly, yes.
Is AI going to take over the world?
Yeah. Oh my God, cool.
Yeah, we do a lot of those talks.
Love a girly in tech. Okay. Well, thank you so, so much. You're the best. And until next time.
Bye, guys. Thanks for having me.
Looking to take your podcast to the next level? Record at Gotham Production Studios in the heart of New York City, the same studio where I record my show. When you book your first session with my exclusive promo code LongStoryShort20, you'll get 20% off. At Gotham, you're not just getting a studio, you're joining the same space that's hosted some of the biggest names and shows in the world, such as Two Bears, One Cave, We Might Be Drunk, The Tim Ferriss Show. So if you want professional sound, multi-camera recording, and a team that makes sure you look good and sound your best, all at your fingertips, book today at www.gothamproductionstudios.com/studios. And don't forget to use my code LONGSTORY20 for 20% off your first booking.